Of course, you guys know how he starts the song. Stand up in a clear blue morning until you see what can be alone in a cold and dawning. Are you still free? Can you be? He does that little. Some cold tomorrow finds you. So it's a pretty long song, and let's get into it piece by piece. All right, you guys asked for it, you got it. While You See a Chance by Steve Winwood. I had in my head I was going to do this song anyway. This one along with The Finer Things, and I already did Valerie. So those three songs by Stevie Winwood are just, they're masterpieces in their own right, all three of them. And they're all, and this one's really long, so I might take 2, maybe even 3 videos to do this song, probably 2. But this song has a lot of parts, and I'll take you through it from beginning to the very end. So here we go. So part 1 is that very intro. And I have piano kind of like with a synth pad. And this song probably more uses like a brass sound. I just had piano. It's probably more like this. So it's kind of like that. But anyways, let's do this. So the very beginning, I'm going to show you. Let's just go through. There's a lot. I think I broke this down, and this song is long. And you guys asked for it. You got it. I think I broke it down in 8 parts. As always, I'm going to show you guys the song in parts. The first, of course, is that intro that, let me put this back to piano, strings. So it starts on a D. And then it goes with the synth, you know, but it's G over D and then D. That's part 1. I'm going to call parts 1 and 2 still the intro because it's a long intro before Steve Winwood starts to even sing. So part 1 is that whole intro. Part 2 is the it's basically the chorus chords. You see a chance, take it. Romance, fake it. Because it's all on you. That's part 2. Moving on, part 3 is the verse when Steve Winwood starts to sing, and I'll take you through those chords. Stand up in a clear blue morning until you see what can be alone. Are you still free? All right, part 4 is the first instrumental right after he says, "Can you be?" So, are you still free? Can you be? And that goes to A over C sharp. Can you be? So this is part 4, the first instrumental. Now here's the second instrumental. That D7 and then the G, and I'll show you that. That's part, oh man, that is part, second instrumental is part 5. Part 6 is the bridge, and the bridge is that when he goes to the B flat, but it's right after the don't you know, no one gives you anything. One more day. So it continues into that. It's a long song. Part 7 is the synth riff. Yeah, and I'll show you. That's going to be on the next video. That's part 7. And then, of course, part 8 is the very ending outro when it just goes back and forth between the D. Okay, that's part 1 through 8. Let's do this. There's a lot to do. I'm going to make it through probably only a couple parts in this video, and then we'll go to the next one. So here we go. Part 1 is that intro, and the intro starts on a D chord, and I got piano and strings just to give you, so you can see what it sounds like. So he starts on the D chord. D sus2, and then with the synth he goes wah, 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 you know, but it's a, and then a G over D, and then a D, and then it goes A over C sharp, G over B, G, A sus4, A, D, and then B minor, A sus4, A, and then that's when it does the wah, 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 and then that's part 2. So let's just do part 1 slow. Let me just do it without talking chords. I already told you the chords that it was. Let me just do it really slow. If you guys are a beginner and you want to really play it exactly like the intro. So here it goes. Okay, part 2 is that wah, wah, wah. Now he's tracking underneath, and really he's just doing chords. So I'm showing you kind of like 2 in 1. I'm doing the, but the chords are G, E minor 7, D over F sharp, wah, wah, G, D over A. Let me show you the bass notes to the whole. So, I've seen guys play this online, other tutorials, and one guy did it like. That doesn't sound bad, but it's incorrect. If you listen to Steve Winwood, the song, it goes. And then D over F sharp are those first 3 chords. Then the next 2 are a G, D over A, G, E over G sharp, a D over A. It hits the E note, and then the F sharp over A sharp, and then B minor, D over C. G over B, G, A sus4, A, and then there's when it goes it stays on a D. It's a G chord, an A over a D, and then back to the D. So it goes stand up in a clear blue morning. This is where you have to listen to the bass. The bass always, so it's all over a D, and then it goes G over D, A over D, then back to D. Otherwise, if you match the bass with the chord, it would sound like this. Stand up. It doesn't sound like that. It goes. Stand up in the clear blue morning. And then he starts. Until you see what can be alone in a cold day gone. Are you still free? So let me just tell you the chords to part 2, because it's kind of right there. It's a G, so it's basically a G, E minor 7, D over F sharp, G, D over A, G, that's a G, and then it's E over G sharp, while you see a chance. D over A, take it. That's a F sharp over A sharp. Find romance. That's a B minor. Fake it. Find romance. Take it. I'm sorry. D over C, and then it backs up to the G over B because. So he does a because G over B, G because it's all A sus4A on you. Don't you? And that's the bridge. That's we'll get into that. That is it for today. Join me on the next one. I'll show you next part of While You See a Chance by Steve Winwood. See you guys soon.